Hi again, Miss Bianca.
Hello.
This is the first question. How do you prepare or examine different types of skin before applying makeup?
Okay, so when it comes to skin, when applying makeup, there are a few things that I have to look at before actually using certain products. So number one is, of course, the skin tone or the skin color. So of course, I have to match their foundation and concealer to their skin tone. Number two is the skin type. So I have to know if they're oily, dry, or combination. Because there are certain products you could use to actually help certain skin needs. So aside from that, I also consider what irritates their skin. So I ask them if they've had irritations from previous products that they've used. So after considering all those, I then start to apply certain products that I feel would be best suited for them.
How about if a client asks you what's the most suitable foundation tone for them? How would you help?
I would actually be honest and say, for example, if they have a yellow skin tone and then it's kind of like very light, I'm gonna say, I think that this kind of foundation, if I have the sample with me, I think this kind of foundation would suit best for your skin tone. And then I would proceed to test it on their skin. So let's see if this is actually true. And if it is a match, I would recommend it to them so they could actually use it for personal use.
Yeah. Third is that what are the benefits of being represented by an agency as opposed to being on your own?
The benefits of being on my own, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
So the benefits of being on my own as compared to having an agency who handles me or like an agency who looks for clients for me is that, of course, profit-wise, all of the profit that I would get goes to me, aside from, of course, my transportation, my food, but aside from all those, everything profit-wise goes to me. However, of course, there are difficulties that come with this setup because if you're not hardworking enough, you're not going to be able to book clients, and if I don't know how to market myself properly, nobody would actually book me because they don't know who I am. So those are just some of the struggles if I'm working on my own. But aside from that, I am very happy as a freelancer, and I'm happy that I'm doing this by myself.
Another is, I'm always interested po kasi yung makeup po and then of course pag-shoot, magka-connect po talaga sila, 'di ba? Next question is, how do you communicate with the photographer you're working on with shoot to achieve his or her goals?
So first of all, I ask the photographer because usually the photographer has the idea or the concept in mind he wants to execute. So for example, he's gonna tell me, "Oh, for this shoot, I want it very editorial. I want it very fierce." So from there, I'm gonna execute what he likes. So for fierce makeup, I'm gonna do very strong contours or very dark, smoky eyes. So that's where the communication plays a part. I have to ask him or he has to relay what he wants to happen in a shoot for me to execute properly the makeup on the model.
Was it hard na ang nagiging base mo sa pagme-makeup is yung focus ng lightings and such, yung ganun?
So when it comes to lighting, I want to do makeup first on something that mimics broad daylight. So if I have my artificial lights with me, you would see that it has like white and warm white lights.
Yeah.
Because white and warm white lights, when you mix them together, it kind of mimics broad daylight, and that's the best kind of light to do makeup on because it's actually true to the skin tone of the model. Because if I do it on like, even if the set has yellow lighting, I have to do it first with a different kind of lighting so that if the model is presented in different kinds of lighting situations, the skin tone would still be a match on her body.
What is the difference between applying makeup for a TV shoot and applying makeup for a live appearance party?
Okay, so one of the biggest differences when applying makeup for like a TV shoot or like if you're gonna appear on TV is that you get oily more easily. Like even if in person you look matte or like there's no shine, like you're just a bit dewy. On camera, it looks way more oily because of all the lights hitting the face. So with that, you have to use more powder and you have to use like high definition, like HD makeup, because those kinds of formulas really suit television productions really well.
What are the alternative of the products that you can recommend for a budget-friendly price? I'm
For,
sorry.
for people who actually ask me what kind of more affordable alternatives they could buy for their makeup kit, I always suggest drugstore brands. So, for example, L'Oreal, my favorite from L'Oreal is their True Match Foundation. And for Maybelline, I like the Fit Me Concealer. etc., etc. Basically, just try things from your local drugstore or department stores. They have really affordable options that would mimic really high-end brands.
This one's a personal question. How old were you when you became obsessed with makeups?
Obsessed. I was around, I think, if I remember correctly, I was 15. I was in third year high school when I started watching makeup tutorials. And back then, I didn't know I was obsessed with makeup. I was just like addicted to watching the tutorials I was seeing on YouTube back in the day because there weren't a lot during that time. And then eventually, because I kept on watching those tutorials, I got like very envious of like the makeup they have. Like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want to learn how to apply this kind of makeup. So I guess it started at a very young age of 15.
When did you decide that, okay, this is it, I'm going to be a professional makeup artist?
I decided to make makeup as my career after I graduated from college. Long story short, I got sick, so I wasn't able to apply to office jobs. I can't because medical clearance won't let me because they can't clear me basically. The medical exam won't clear me. So I was looking for something to do, and I've always been passionate about makeup. I've always been doing it on friends, but I never charged for it. It was like a hobby that I turned into a career because even after I recuperated from my sickness, I realized that makeup was very profitable, and at the same time, it was very fun for me to do. So I chose makeup artistry as my career instead.
Like you weren't working. What were the early days of your career like? Did you have to test a lot in the beginning to build your book?
I had a lot of obstacles along the way, although not because of other people. It was because of more my anxiety, like if am I good enough? Because I didn't go to makeup school, like what I said earlier. I didn't go to makeup school, so I was thinking that am I good enough, or like am I cut out for this since I didn't go to makeup school like other makeup artists. But apart from that, since I was very keen on practicing my skills as a makeup artist, things like majority of the things that I experienced went smooth sailing because of this confidence that I had with my capacity to learn and adapt new skills in makeup artistry.
What are the three tools in your makeup kit that you can never ever have without?
Okay, so in my makeup kit, my personal makeup kit or like my professional
Your
makeup kit?
personal.
So my personal makeup kit, I usually don't do this much makeup on an everyday basis. So most of the time, I would just apply my CC cream or like a BB cream, powder, and then lip tint. Those three are my like top three makeup items in my kit.
What are the biggest challenge makeup artists have to face?
Oh, okay. For me, the biggest challenge of a makeup artist is to like how to please your client because every client has different tastes and every client has different feedback that they would give you. Like for example, if I do this certain look on her, it might look nice for me, it might look nice for other people, but if he or she doesn't like it, then my effort would actually go to waste because of course I'm trying to please my client and not other people. So that's the biggest challenge. Even if you get negative feedback from clients, I try to like turn it into a positive experience for me. Like, well, at least now I know that there are people who like this kinds of makeup, or like if people want a natural makeup look, it doesn't mean very natural. So that's how I adjust in my career as well. Some of the tips that I want to give other people who are feeling like they're lost in their career or which career path they want to choose is to trust in the fact that something is planned for you. Because I was the same when, even on the day of my graduation from college, I didn't know what I want to do. I was a psych major. Well, I am a psych major. And I didn't even know if I wanted to pursue that. Like, at the back of my mind, I was saying, okay, so since I studied psychology, might as well. But I could honestly say right now that I wasn't 100% in that idea. So I guess for me, it worked out in such a way that I just really trusted that, you know what, you don't have to rush into things. You don't have to have everything planned out all at once. At the age of 23 or 24, you don't have to have everything so sure already. Like, it takes time to develop something you like and turn it into a career. So just be patient. So one of the biggest, I guess, failures, or not really failures, but a setback that I experienced in my career is, like, I remember this day so clearly. Like, one feedback from a bridal client. that wasn't so nice. Basically, it's not because of the work, but because of what the client's sister wants. So basically, the issue there was the client's sister wanted something from, I wanted something different for the sister. So the sister of the client was the one who was kind of antagonizing me. So of course, at that moment, it wasn't such a pleasant experience. But at that moment, I decided that no, I'm not gonna let her put me down. So I'm still gonna be courteous and I'm still gonna be respectful. I still said to her, you know what? Thank you for your feedback. I'm sorry if you weren't pleased enough with my work, and I promise that I will actually take into consideration all the things you told me. So that was way back. I started like 2 months into my career that happened. So it was a learning experience. Although I could say it was kind of a setback, it really put me down for a while, but I realized it was such a learning experience that really helped me grow in this career. Okay, so to add to what I said, I'm actually planning to have an internship program for the special viewers of this live makeup class, or actually online makeup class rather. And whoever is picked from the list of those who will sign up with the internship form will be able to go with me to one of my makeup classes, or like not makeup classes, but makeup gigs, as in like a real live client. She will be able to actually see how I work, how I really deal with clients, how I analyze skin tones, how I do everything when I'm facing a client. So I'm really excited for whoever will get picked to work with me on that day.
Thank you so much for your time, Miss Bianca Umali. We hope to see you soon here at Avantgarde Live again.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.